Hi again, everybody. Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr as we get set to bring you all the action. In a result that shocked some around the NBA last season, a 5-game Miami Heat victory over Boston in the conference semifinals. The Celtics are ready for the rematch here at the American Airlines Arena in Miami. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Pierce and KG at the 3 and the 4. Rondo and Allen make up the backcourt and slam down hard. Another look on the Sprite Slam Cam.
Now that's just rubbing it in, fellas.
Throwing it down with style.
These folks are not going to forget that one anytime soon. Well, you look at the Celtics a season ago. They went 23 and 18 on the road, and well, that would be a good mark for most teams. That was Boston's worst road record in the last 4 years.
Wade kicks to LeBron. Wade a screen on Pierce.
Oh! That's the way to respond. I mean, anything you can do, I can do better.
Well, maybe a little bit of a duel starting to erupt between these two guys.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, they definitely went at each other hard on those last 2 trips.
Well, last year in the playoffs, LeBron was up to his usual tricks. He felt good about not having to carry the same load as he always had to, though, and that relieved him a bit and made him better in my mind.
Bosh is tagged with the reach. That's his first foul.
First personal foul, team's first.
Here's Allen. He had 10 points in the win against the Pacers in Indianapolis. Shoots it up, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's on Dwyane Wade. Back to LeBron. You know, Clark, he didn't have to carry the load like he did up in Cleveland, but he still had some big-time shots for the Heat. And Steve, not necessarily in the regular season, but really in the postseason. That's where he stepped up big time.
Yeah, particularly in the first 3 rounds. In the finals, remember, he kind of took a step backwards, but in that Chicago series, he made some enormous shots in that series. He was so good offensively. And then all of a sudden against Dallas, it was like he lost his confidence. So he's still a little bit of a work in progress in terms of putting it all together.
Right now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
When we talked about this game, he said his concern was how to handle Rajon Rondo. He said, listen, Rondo has no problem getting into the teeth of the defense and finding his open teammates. We need to make him a jump shooter. Let's see if they can do that, guys.
Thanks again, Doris.
You know, the Big 3 in Miami had a tremendous amount of success in year 1. They didn't reach the 70-win mark, which I think was crazy for people to be talking about anyway, but they still managed to get 58 of them.
Shot clock at 6. Pass. Working on Bosh. From 17 feet out. And Garnett gets it to go on the assist by Bass. Back to the Heat. 30 of those wins were at home. Very strong team, Steve, in Miami.
Well, that home record was good for 3rd best in the Eastern Conference, and I think they're actually looking to improve on that record this year.
Wade against Allen. It's tipped. Kevin Garnett with the steal.
The reaction was so quick. Incredible defense.
The shot by Pierce will not go.
And you got to like the defense inside, really protecting the rim.
Challenging shots and making his presence felt around the rim, that's exactly what he can give you.
Deflected by Garnett. And here are the Celtics now. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Now, not many wasted trips down the floor. That was a very efficient game for them offensively.
And, Steve, they really fed off of each other, too. I mean, good passing, good shooting. I think both became contagious.
Here's Chalmers. He's covered by Rondo. The feed to Wade. Fires the 3. Gets it to go.
Similarities between Rivers, the coach, and Doc Rivers, the player. I mean, he had the height to play shooting guard, but was the most valuable running the show as the point guard.
LeBron against Pierce. Again, Pierce missing. Great point, Clark, on Rivers. You know, the teams that he has coached, Orlando and Boston, really embody him. Steve, they all play smart, tough defensively, well coached up and down.
Yeah, it is interesting how teams kind of take on their coach's personality, and that's definitely been the case with Boston and Doc Rivers. As a player, he was tough, he was smart, he was competitive, and it sure shows in the way his Boston teams have played the last few years.
Pass. Fired short, but gets the kind roll and goes in. 1:22 left in the first quarter of the game. Battier against Garnett. Garnett against Battier. He feeds it to Bosch. Over Bass. And Bosch gets it to go on the assist by Battier. And that'll tie this game up. So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
Well, you knew Miami would be a new big power in the East with the big three in tow. They didn't disappoint, blowing right by their conference win total from the prior season.
Tony Turioff, he's checked in for the Heat. Miller comes in for Dwyane Wade. Jermaine O'Neal checked in for Boston. Johnson comes in for Kevin Garnett. Deflected and stolen by LeBron.
Great anticipation getting that steal. Nice time to use that foul to stop the layup.
You know, if you can save just 1 point, that foul was the right move.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. And both free throws good for LeBron. Here is Rondo, looking for his first bucket of the game. Pass to O'Neal. He kicks it to Pierce. And stolen by LeBron.
So now that's twice we...
And LeBron throws it down hard.
Yes, indeedy. Boy, I love that one. That's not just any plain dunk. That has some panache to it.
That's an energizer, guys. That is an energizer.
That is, and that will lift the whole team up.
Here's Rondo. The dish to Allen. There's the three. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. 7 points for Allen.
They just lost him on the break that time defensively. I mean, he slid out to the three-point line and had plenty of room.
Chalmers with it. He's picked up by Rondo. And Chalmers kicks to LeBron. 6 to shoot. They set the pick. And it's Miller missing.
He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action.
Aggressive transition game leads to the easy hoop.
Yeah, I'd love to see these guys just trampolining to the hoop.
Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. And Miami has possession. They trail by 1. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
Yeah, it was just a terrific night. Shooting the ball, everything was going. They played very well offensively.
Steve, it's amazing what shot making can do and how it can carry over to the rest of the game.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court right now for the Celtics, Kevin Garnett and Jermaine O'Neal at the 4 and 5. Avery Bradley is out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's Pietrus in at the 3 slot. 6 on the shot clock. Miami grabs the miss.
Last year, Dwyane Wade up to his usual tricks as he put up another great season, and we've certainly become accustomed to that. He scores, rebounds, and defends. Good things happen when he's working like that, fellas.
Now here's Rondo, still looking to get on the scoreboard. The 3 is launched, and the Celtics hit again from deep. Back to Wade for a moment. 25, 5, and 6. Steve, pretty much a standard year for Dwyane Wade.
Yeah, we pretty much take him for granted at this point, and it's a shame because his greatness is just amazing, especially at the offensive end of the floor. And now playing with LeBron and Chris Bosh, what a scary trio for the Eastern Conference to deal with over the next 5-6 years. Couldn't get that three-pointer to fall, trying to respond.
Rondo kicks to Bradley. He dishes it to Garnett. He's guarded by Battier. Garnett dishes to Bradley. Dishes it to Rondo. His first shot coming late. And another basket for Boston.
You know, it's really interesting, guys. The Celtics considered kind of a jump shooting team. You think of Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, but they were 25th in three-pointers made and 5th in the league in shots made at the rim. So a little bit of a contradiction there based on what you might think.
Wade against Bradley. That's good from Wade on the assist from Miller. Wade's got 5 points now this quarter. And for the Celtics, I'm sure Rajon Rondo has a lot to do with those shot attempts from around the rim.
No question.
Well, he's really the guy who creates the offense for Boston, both inside and out. His penetration leads to open three-point looks for guys like Pierce and Allen. And he gets a lot of layups, and if those are missed, there's some offensive rebounding opportunities for the big men as well.
A different look for Miami. Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for Battier. LeBron comes in for Mike Miller. And it's Chalmers in for Cole. The Celtics also changing it up. Brandon Bass is checked in for O'Neal. Allen comes in for Avery Bradley. And it's Dooling in for Rajon Rondo. Here's Dooling. He passes to Petrus. Lets it fly. Busted. No good that time either.
You know, this is a shot that we've seen him miss, but actually the coaches would like to see him not miss as many.
Wade outside. LeBron kicks to Haslem. Lets it go from the wing. Second shot opportunity. The rebound by the Celtics. This game against Miami here, their first look at the Heat.
And you go back to the matchups last year, they won the season series, but then when they met in the playoffs, they were taken down. So this ought to be interesting tonight.
Wade kicks to Chalmers. Wade a screen on Allen. Tipped away. Stolen by Dooling.
Great defensive work right there. The quick hands lead to the turnover.
Wade gets called for the reach. That'll be his second foul of the game. And some changes here for the Heat. Turioff comes in for Chris Bosh. And it's James Jones in for Dwyane Wade. The Celtics also changing it up. Johnson, he's checked in for Garnett. Pierce comes in for Michael Petrus. And it's Avery Bradley in for Keon Dooling. Clock at 6. LeBron against Pierce. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. Well, they just got a little lackadaisical, I thought, when it came time to meet up again in the playoffs.
Well, you know what, Kevin? Sometimes that happens when you have a team's number early. You get a little overconfident, a little comfortable. You have it all year long and can match up well with them in the playoffs. But you have to play them harder than you did during the regular season. It's a different game, regular season to playoffs.
So different, you're right. Now Jones deflects the pass. Backing down is LeBron. The rebound by Johnson.
Well, neither team has really gained an edge rebounding-wise here, and the score reflects that.
Well, if one team can start hitting the boards harder, I mean, it'll give them a good chance to pull away.
Here's Bass. The monster one-hand slam.
Well, I like that finish. Perfect for that possession.
Yep, a simple one-hand jam.
That's the way to do it, guys.
Here's Pierce. Shot is off. Celtics lead by 5. Here's Chalmers. Looking for his first bucket of the game.
I think anything less than the title would have to be viewed as a bit of a letdown for the Heat in last year's playoffs. Even when they entered the postseason as the number 2 seed in the East, their eyes were always set on winning it all.
Wade and LeBron are the wingmen. Chris Bosh is out there with Shane Battier, and it's Chalmers in at the point guard. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Here's Allen. Passes to Bass. Pulls up on the wing. A second chance effort. Allen's shot is off.
I'll tell you what, he's so strong inside that the defense wasn't going to allow him to get to the rim without offering a bunch of resistance there.
And blocked. Celtics leading by 3. He's picked up by LeBron. Allen, 13 feet out. Miami grabs the miss. Bosh has got his 4th rebound in this one. Clark touch it back on the Heat. Looking at the opponents they had to face, no easy matchups for them.
Yeah, Boston, Chicago, then Dallas. They saw a lot of tough matchups in their road to the finals, and it ultimately might have taken its toll on them because Dallas kind of wore them out in that final series.
LeBron, that's a 2-pointer. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist. Chalmers has got 3 assists now in this one.
Good team play there. You move the ball until you find the right shot for the right person.
They're a well-oiled machine, Steve. I mean, working extremely well as a cohesive unit. Every pass delivered on time and on target. A lot of ball movement and player movement. It's a thing of beauty.
He's off on the second.
You know, looking back now to the 1998 draft, I'm sure there are some teams that picked ahead of Boston in that 10th spot that would like to do that one over and maybe take Paul Pierce, because he slid down that draft a little further than people expected, and he's become an absolute superstar for the Boston Celtics.
For the tie, Bosh misses.
Well, he did a nice job to get open there. Just a little unlucky not to knock it down.
Outside, Pierce feeds it to Allen. Chalmers knocks it loose.
Starting to get restless here. 0 for 4 to start the second half.
Wade, he's picked up by Rondo. And there's Dwyane Wade on the assist by Chalmers. Chalmers has got 4 assists now tonight. Thinking back to Paul Pierce's draft out of Kansas, even at that time, it was somewhat surprising to see him drop like that in the rotation.
It really was. I can remember thinking about Paul Pierce and how I thought he was the one guy in that draft who really had a ready-made NBA position in game. And to see him slide, that's why the draft is more art than science. But at the end of the day, you know what? It's all about what happens when you get to the NBA, and he's proven to be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, and the jam-high Wade. What a play. Brought to you by Sprite. The Sprite Slam came on the replay. And stolen by LeBron. The slam dunk by Wade.
As soon as they forced that turnover, they really attacked the rim. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought that was the highlight of the sequence.
Here's Allen. 9 points in the game so far. Wade picks him up. Now a timeout called by Boston.
The coach doesn't look pleased at all. He's going to try to iron things out.
Well, we all know Rajon Rondo is among the fastest players in the NBA, but he's really the only Celtic who wants to get out and run. This is more of a half-court team. In fact, Boston finished in the bottom 10 in the league in fast break points.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Turioff comes in for Chris Bosh, and Mike Miller subbed in for Dwyane Wade. There's Allen. That's good on the assist by Bass. And that's 11 points for Allen. And Steve, you're talking about the Celtics and their slower pace, bottom 10 in fast break points. Clark, I guess that's often the case for more veteran teams. They don't want to get into a track meet.
Yeah, I think they've got to be more efficient in terms of how they massage offensive possessions. I mean, you look at Rondo, who is an absolute burner, but the rest of the starting unit probably better suited to a half-court game. And it'll be interesting seeing how the Celtics go forward, because Rondo moving into his prime and obviously more effective in an up-and-down game. Will the Celtics acquiesce to who he is and what his best type of game is as they go forward?
Chalmers passes to LeBron. Now Pierce defending. Here's Battier, and they call goaltending. They'll give him the bucket.
Been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all.
Rondo dishes to Johnson. Rondo on top, defended by Chalmers. Makes the alley-oop pass. Stolen away as they knock away the alley-oop attempt.
Boy, a lot.
Boom! And nobody getting in the way.
Not at all. Major throwdown.
They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
Boy, are they on a tear.
You know what, Steve? And offensively, you sometimes don't know how or why it happens, but you just ride the wave as long as it's flowing.
With the break of the action, here is the 2K leaderboard to show us the league's best shooting teams last season. Number 1, the Celtics. The Heat in second.
You know, each of these squads made a commitment to improving their shooting percentages. So that's a matter of concentration on the kinds of shots you get, and they had outstanding results. They're both hoping for even better things this year.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Chris Bosh is checked in for Turioff. Wade comes in for Shane Battier. And Cole subbed in for Mario Chalmers. Wade against Bradley. Garnett Covered by LeBron. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. That's on LeBron James.
Yeah, the official all over that one. That's a good call there.
You got to give credit to the official there. I mean, being in the right position to make that call, that's what they get paid to do.
And so he hits both. Here's Miami now. They're on a 16-5 run here. Now Garnett defending. Watch the screen. 5 on the clock. With 1 on the clock. And another basket for Miami.
Well, they've got to do something defensively because he's been unstoppable.
And defensively, Steve, your only choice now is to double him. I mean, I don't think there's another option.
And offensively, a great show for the Celtics.
That great stretch the Heat put together, they get the Sprite Spark Award. It seems they went into the locker room and came out with some answers because their defense has been airtight in this last half. The whole atmosphere of the game changed with their lockdown defense. Let's see if it continues.
Terrific stuff, Doris. Thank you. That was quite a run they had, Clark.
Yeah, I tell you what, Kevin, scoring bursts like that often tell the story, really. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
And that's been the case today. I mean, that's what you'd have to point to, I think, is the defining moment in this ballgame.
So with Rondo on the bench, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers right now. Kevin Garnett and Jermaine O'Neal at the 4 and 5. Dewing is out there with Allen, and it's Pietrus in at the 3. Cole the pass to Wade. Tries for the alley-oop. And they get in the way. Looked like the alley-oop attempt that time.
The opening was there for a split second, but he didn't get it there in time.
Allen against Wade. Allen kicks to Garnett. Wade against Allen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Now the pass to Pietrus. Garnett backing down. From outside the arc, there's Allen. That's good on the assist from Kevin Garnett. Allen's got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for the Celtics. Cole, he's covered by Doolin. Out to Wade. A 3 ball. And again, Miami with the triple.
Coming back with a 3 of their own. I like that. Good response.
Yeah, I agree with you. See, this is a team that will not back down. I mean, I'm not surprised to see them answer that way.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said, they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
Here's LeBron. LeBron is doubled. Wade dishes to Battier. Over Garnett. And LeBron with the basket, the assist by Battier. 14 points for LeBron.
Man, an even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, I know you know about how the basket can seem like it's 10 feet wide when you're in the zone. That's where they are right now.
Here is Pietrus. No good on the quick 3.
Oh, they're now +5 in the rebound category, really controlling the glass.
And rebounding is one of those non-glamour stats. I mean, it takes work and effort and tenacity and physicality. But when you look at the scoreboard, you can see the correlation.
The Heat leading by 8. The 3 from LeBron, rebounded by the Celtics. Outside Rondo, pass. It's stolen by Curry. Doesn't get the full court heave to fall.
Not sure what he was thinking there. That's embarrassing.
You think? I mean, come on now. Doesn't he realize there's a game going on here?
Jumps up and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, that's smart basketball. You foul and you send a very poor free throw shooter to the line.
Yeah, I think that's just smart. I mean, especially the way he's been throwing it down. Make him earn it at the stripe.
Chris Bosh is checked in for Miami. And the Celtics making a change here as well. Allen's checked in. He hits both from the stripe.
Clutch free throw. He needed to knock those down.
The Heat with the lead. And here's Wade. Double team on Wade. And Allen picks him up defensively. Timeout called, the Heat. They're ahead by 6. 1:35 left in the fourth. Paul Pierce is checked in for Michael Petras. Here's LeBron. Pierce covering. LeBron passes to Wade. Shot clock at 6. LeBron with it. Over Pierce. And again, it's the Heat missing.
Had a good look at the rim, though. That was poor defense.
He's picked up by LeBron. Tipped.
Kevin, that's a bad giveaway there. They've got to just figure out a way to stop doing it.
Kicks it to Bosh. Back to LeBron. To the inside. And it's going to go the other way.
That's kind of surprising. I mean, that's simple execution right there. I'm not sure how they missed on that pass.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're down by 6. There's 48 seconds left in the game. Here's Rondo. Outside Pierce. Left side Pierce. Uncovered. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
An easy look there, but, you know, he misses those once in a while.
And so they foul intentionally. 32 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And so they choose to intentionally foul. It's the first that makes it a 7-point lead. Perfect from the line, and it's an 8-point ball game. Here's Rondo.
I don't know, Clark. This looks over now.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is all but over.
Kicks it out to Allen. Rondo against Chalmers. LeBron against Pierce. 4 on the clock, and stolen by LeBron.
Excellent steal that time. Pesky defensive play on this ball.
Near the three-point line, it's Wade. Misses.